So this is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is All Is Possible. Star Trek Discovery episode. Star Trek Discovery episode 4 of season 4. 4 of season 4 is essentially Fearful Symmetry, and a little bit of Fearful Symmetry and Thor years ago. A little bit of that, the shuttlecraft and the alien and all that, and the team working together. And the politics part of the Starcrackers episode, which formerly was the Voyager episode, Judgments, which was the Arbiter originally in Voyager, and then became Judgments and Starcrackers. Space Vanguards. So it wasn't really, but it was very similar to those two stories. So we had an A story and a B story. We had an A story with the cadets going on a shuttlecraft to a dangerous planet where they got to work together. Tilly is filling the role of Cisco from the DS9 episode. They're on the planet, and so it's similar to the ship, which is what Fearful Symmetry became, the ship. And then someone else wrote that version of the teleplay. So we have that the old. And it's a classic Star Trek trope anyway. We put some of them on a shuttlecraft. It goes back to the Galileo 7 first season episode of old classic Trek. There were an Enterprise episode about that. There have been a number of them where they've trapped people on the planet. Tilly is given a group of cadets to go to a planet, and they end up on the wrong planet. They end up on the icy planet. They essentially go to they crash. Something, gravity burst or something happens, and they crash the planet. And they have to escape, and they have to work together to escape. So they caught Adira at some point on some ice, and it was going to break. And they had to rescue her, pull her along with a rope. For some reason, the transporters didn't work. There was this goofy scene where in the politics episode, they had mentioned this admiral guy had a stomach parasite, and that there was clearly an excuse. To which I said, "What? They have transporters, and it's the distant future. They can beam a stomach parasite out of you, I would assume." Anyway, so there's a C story with Booker and the Doctor, in which they're trying to recreate Kuei-chan, tactile learning tool, Jungian learning tool, creating, was it Jung or Maslow? It's probably Maslow, actually. It's probably Maslow. Hierarchy of needs thing. Oh, that's some old pop psychology or early psychology theories. Often you would see in a psychiatrist's room, there would be toys and things set out for the patients. Usually, it's either for the kids, there'd be like a device or some puzzles or things or some Legos or cars out there. It was also for the adults, so they could observe what the patient was doing in the waiting room, waiting to see the psychiatrist. That's how that works. And it would be an external object to help the mental psyche of the person's for manipulating an external object to their internal mind, sort of thing. Or they would read something or that effect. Carl Jung was the ego, id, and superego. So it would be Maslow, the hierarchy of needs. So the hierarchy of needs would be the pyramid of which they later debunked half of that. But anyway, so some psychology siblings. Know about that. Also, but yes, so he's assembling an external object. A counselor sister and a former psych nurse brother, and also seen many shrinks over the years. In case you didn't know, a Kal Kat has seen shrinks over the years. And man shrinks are just not that good. Women shrinks are better at that. So Colbert didn't really know what he was doing because he's a male shrink, you see. But in the story. So the C story was interesting. I thought maybe they were going to kill off Adira just because they brought back the other one, making him a robot. They didn't do that. That would have been stupid. But Tilly gets an assignment. She gets to go be in there. She feels homesick for 900 years in the past. She sticks around long enough, though. She can hitch a ride back to the present on the nepotism planet if she wants to. If she knew about that going on in the starship locations, she can hitch a ride back. If she really wants to go back. But no, I suspect that her character on the show is not leaving. I suspect, since she's looking a little peaked lately and a little kind of showing, I suspect, like many Star Trek characters, she's become pregnant. And usually they cover up the story, and they cover up the pregnancy. Gacy McFadden became pregnant on the set of the Next Generation. They covered it up. They didn't show it. They didn't address it. She wore bigger and bigger lab coats, and then suddenly she wasn't. She had a baby. Roxanne Dawson on Voyager also got pregnant. They covered that up and made it. They wrote it into the script the second time it happened. And said Meryl Paris, but the first time it happened, the actress. I don't think Marina Sirtis got pregnant on the set, though. Enterprise, I don't know if anyone on an Enterprise did, maybe. And I know famously that Nana Visitor became pregnant on the set, and they had to write it into the story that it was this elaborate Miles O'Brien thing and whatever, so that they wouldn't cover up the fact that she was actually sleeping with the guy that played the Doctor. And Nana Visitor, who played Kira Nerys on Deep Space Nine, was dating and then sleeping with the guy who played the Doctor, Siddig Al-Fadil, or Alexander Siddig, and that was their kid. And it was born as Kiriyoshi O'Brien, which in Starship locations basically say it is their kid, who shows up as an adult in the story. And he's like, yeah, that is addressed in season 2. That is addressed directly. Finally addressed. Yeah, so it's not really O'Brien's kid. They just used that as a cover story because Kira was actually with Bashir, which makes the Dax thing in season finale not make any sense at all. It should have been Kira. But yeah, having nothing to do with O'Brien. But they just wanted to make O'Brien and Bashir have a case of the not gays. So they wanted to say, no, he was with his wife. It's like, no. It's just, no. It turns out, no, it goes, they weren't gay. But yeah, so much for that. So I suspect that Mary Wiseman is pregnant, and they had to write it out of the story. So they're just like, okay, well, she's showing too much, so we're just gonna say, okay, she leaves for a while to go serve as a teacher in the Space Fleet, and comes back 6 months later after it's the end of the episode, end of the season. She'll come back and okay, I'm not. That's probably what happened. That'd be my guess. And no affairs or anything. She's married. She's married to the guy that played the alien bad guy smuggler in in the finale last season. So that was her husband. Played the bad guy that was all made up to. I think it was the guy that was crumpled up looking. They had made him up to look crumpled up. Yeah, the alien guy. We had the Federation president apparently going in the story, going off about other stuff. Kind of seeing a little double take votes, a little bit of a double standard thing with a little untrustworthy. And of course we had the guy with the glasses who was also in it. Had the makeup at the end, which that scene was kind of silly because technically, even though she's not the advisor, that's what she's doing. They're doing the Arbiter. They're doing the Voyager episode that I wrote. So they have they have her playing the Tuvok character, mediating between the two of them, like in the story, the Arbiter. Yeah, so it's Judgments. It's the Arbiter. It's the same thing. They also have a line about the they also have an alien that is mad at the Orion cadet because the alien cadet is attacked by other Orions. They discover that actually the Orion kid, was also attacked by the evil Orions. And he was a separatist from their group. He didn't like them. Yeah, so evil Orions and good Orions. So yeah, we have a lot of that same story that I've never thought of adapting Fearful Symmetry and the Arbiter as Chimera episodes. I don't think they'd work because they've been done too many times at this point, and the pieces of their DNA are all over Star Trek. Even the current Abrams one, even a little bit of Star Wars, the new ones. This is in there too, so it's everywhere. So we kind of can't do it again, but it is interesting that that they do kind of go there. And the guy with the glasses, it was the was it yeah, the guy, the fucking Dune guy, yeah. I'm blanking on his name, but anyway, the creepy dude, yeah. Done a lot of movies and classic things and stuff. Yeah. Blanking on this guy. Blanking on him. It doesn't matter. But anyway, he's back. He's not playing a creepy alien this time. He's got the glasses still. Anyway, so he's like, yeah. So anyway, so that's all for the review. That's it. It's called All Is Possible. It's a strange title. And there was a snow globe with All Is Possible written on it. At the end, was it all a dream? Mind of an autistic child, like in the end of Saint Elsewhere. No, the Chimera thing is not a dream. The mind of